Let's go to page 428, and let's start with number 17. Okay, number 17, you want to find the z1 times z2 and z1 divided by z2. Okay, so 17, you got z1 equal to 4e to the 25 degree I, z2 equal to 8 e to the 12 degree I. So when you multiply z1, z2, when you multiply, you just multiply 4 times 8 is 32. E to the, when you multiply the exponent, you add, right? So it'd be e to the 37 degree I. Okay, and when you divide z1 divided by z2, okay, so this divided by like 4 over 8 is 1 over 2, and when you divide, you subtract, so it'd be 13 degree I. Okay, number 18, z1 equal to 3e to the 97 degree I, and z2 equal to 5e to the 68 degree I. Okay, so z1, z2, when you multiply 3 times 5 is 15, and when you multiply the exponent, you add, so it'd be 165 degree I. Now z1 divided by z2, when you divide, so 3 divided by 5 will be 3 over 5, and 97 minus will give you 29 degree I. Okay. So again, it's very simple. Okay, number 19, z1 equal to 6e to the 108 degree I, z2 equal to 2e to the negative 120 degree I. Okay, so z1, z2, when you multiply, you're going to get 12 e to the, and you have to, when you multiply, to add, so you're going to get negative 12 degree I. Now z1 divided by z2, divide, so 6 divided by 2 give you 3, right? 6 divided by 2 give you 3, and when you divide, you have to subtract, so this subtract that. Now this is already negative, so minus negative give you become positive, so become 228 degree I. Okay, number 20, z1 equal to 12e to the negative 55 degree I, and z2 equal to 3e to the 165 degree I. So z1, z2, when you multiply, you get 36, and when you multiply, you add the exponents, so it'll be 110 degree I. Now when you divide, z1 divided by z2, so 12 divided by 3 give you 4, and when you divide, you have to subtract, so this minus that will give you negative 220 degree I. Okay, 21, z1 equal to 4.36 e to the 1.27 I, and z2 equal to 1.69 e to the 0.91 I. So this one you have to use calculator. So z1, z2, okay, so you got 4.36 times 1.69, okay, so you get 7.39, and the I, you got 1.27 plus 0.91 equal 2.18. Okay, and z1 divided by z2. Okay, so you're going to get 4.36 divided by 1.69. Okay, you get 2.58 e to the, and when you divide, you have to subtract. So you have to use 1.27 minus 0.91. Okay, and you're going to get 0.36i. Okay, let's go to 22. Z1 equal to 1.75 e to the negative 0.88i. Z2 equal to 2.44 e to the negative 1.01i. So Z1, Z2, so you have to multiply. So for this one, you get 1.75 times 2.44. So you get 4.27. And when you multiply the exponents, you have to add the numbers. Okay, so you got 0.88 negative plus 1.01 negative equal negative 1.89i. Oh, and we have to do the division, Z1 divided by Z2. So you got 1.75 divided by 2.44. Okay, so you got 0.72 e to the, and then you have to subtract these two numbers over here. So 0.88 negative minus 1.01 negative equal 0.13i. Okay. Okay, let's go to number 23. Okay, number 23, you got 1 plus square root of 3i times square root of 3 plus i. So this one, I want you to do it two ways. Do it directly and use a polar form. And you have to put answers in rectangular form and polar form. Okay, and using degrees. So when you're doing it the regular way, just do a distribution, right? So just distribute. So it'd be square root of 3 plus I, and this one give you plus 3i, and this one will give you negative square root of 3. Right? So when you multiply, I times I is negative 1. So from here, this cancels out, and so it would be 4i. Okay. Now, when you have easy problem, it's easier if you do the distribution. But when you have high, degree, high exponent degree, then easier if you use polar. Okay. So now they want to use polar form. Okay. So 1 plus square root of 3i times square root of 3 plus I. So this one, right, is 1 square root of 3. So this would be 2 e to the 60 degree I. This one you get square root of 3, 1. Okay. So this would be 2 e to the 30 degree I. So now when you use a polar form, you multiply, you're going to get 4 e to the 90 degrees I. Okay. And now you have to switch back. Again, you have to draw a lot of triangles. So 90 degrees, right? So this is 4 and 90 degrees. So by looking at this picture, you can see that this is 4i. And you can see you get same answer, right? Okay. Okay, number 24. You have negative 1 plus I and 1 plus I. Okay, so when you multiply distribution, so it's negative 1 minus I. This one you get plus I minus 1. And this way cancel out, so you end up with negative 2. Okay. So now if you use polar form, okay, can you draw your picture? So negative 1 plus 1. So this would be square root of 2 e to the 135 degrees I. This one you got 1, 1. So this will be square root of 2 e to the 45 degree I. So when you multiply, square root 2 times square root of 2 is 2. And 135 plus 45 will give you 180 degree I. So now you have to switch back, right? Switch back to the rectangular form. So 180 degrees is over here, and this is radius is 2. So r equal to 2, and so x equal to -2. Right? So make sure you distinguish between if it's a radius or it's a x or y. Okay. So in this case, when you switch to the rectangle, you have to use xy, so it would be -2. Again, they have to match. Okay, let's go to number 25. Okay, 1 plus I square. So when you have perfect square, you square that, you get 1. You square that, I square is -1. And the middle term is times all this together, so it will be plus 2i. And so this cancels out, so answer will be 2i. Okay. Now when you do it using the polar form, okay, so this is 1, 1. So 1, 1, so it will be square root of 2. So this will give you square root of 2, 45 degrees, I square, right? So this is that. So now square root of 2 square will give you 2. And when you have exponent of exponent, you multiply, so you get 90 degree I. Then you have to switch back. So 90 degrees is over here, and the radius equal to 2. But by looking at this picture, if you convert into rectangular, you're going to get 2i. You're going to be 0 plus 2i. Again, they have to match, right? Doesn't matter which method. So this just show you that they're the same, okay? But again, when the exponent is low, it's easier, it's quicker if you do it the regular way. But if the exponent is like really high, then it's better if you do it, using the polar form. Okay, let's go to number 26. You got -1 plus I square. So again, you square that, you get 1. You square that, you get -1. The middle term, you multiply it together, you get -2i. This cancels out, so answer is -2i. Okay. Now this method works really well if like exponent is like really high, like for example like a 10 or 20 or because it would take really long time to multiply this to the 10th power. But with this it would be super easy. Okay, so let's do it the polar method. So you got -1, +1. So this will give you square root of 2 e to the 135 degree I. And this is square, right? So when you work it out, square root 2 square give you 2. And this one multiply, you get 270 degree I. So you have to switch it back to 270 is right over here. Okay, so R equal to 2. So by looking at that, convert back into rectangular, it's going to be -2i. So you got to able to convert back and forth between polar and rectangular. Okay, let's go to number 27. Okay, you got 1 plus I to the 3 power. Okay, so this one, if you don't know the binomial expansion, then what you need to do is just go and write out 3 times and multiply. Okay. So let's multiply these 2 first. Okay. So this one you're going to get 1 plus I minus 1. And so this will cancel, so you get 2i times 1 plus I. So when you distribute, you're going to get 2i. And this is going to be, so this will give you -2. Now you have to put in the a plus bi form, so minus -2 plus 2i. So again, the higher the exponent, the more advantage you get using the polar method. So when you're using the polar method, this is 1, 1. So it'd be square root of 2. So this would be square root of 2 e to the 45 degree I to the 3 power. So from here, you're going to get 2 square root of 2 e to the 135 degrees I. Right? So square root of 2 to the 3 power, you get square root of 2, square root of 2, square root of 2. So you end up with that. So now when you draw your picture to convert back, this is 2 square root of 2, right? And therefore this would be a 2, 2, and this would be a negative. Okay? So by looking at this picture, you can see it's going to be equal to negative 2 plus 2i. Okay, and see, they match. So again, as the exponents get higher, this is going to be more complicated and it's going to be easier. Okay. Now 28, the same thing. Okay, you got 1 minus I cubed. Okay. So I'm going to do this way. I'm going to do the square and the I. Because I can do my square, right? So square that I get 1, square that I get negative 1, and the middle term get minus 2i. And this cancels out, so I get minus 2i times 1 minus I. So you can distribute, I get minus 2i. So when I multiply these, so I got negative, negative, and I times I is also negative, so it'd be minus 2. So I can put in the proper form, so I get negative 2 minus 2i. Okay, double check. Yeah. Okay. Okay, now let's go and do this way using the polar form. So you get 1 minus I. Okay, so 1 minus 1, so it'd be square root of 2. So in this case, I get square root of 2 e to the negative 45 degrees I, and to the 3 power. Again, work it out, you get 2 square root of 2 e to the negative 135 degree I. Okay, so when I work it out, this is going to be right over here, and 2 square root of 2. And so this would be a negative 2, negative 2. And that's what we have, right? So you got negative 2 minus 2i.